All right, we're live. What's up? Clifford Starks here, competitive edge specialist, and I'm here to help you live the greatest life that you can ever live. And as I go through my journey, one thing that I've learned consistently is how important relationships are. And not only the relationship with others, but the relationship with yourself. When you can really dial that in, you win in so many areas of your life. I look back, and when you step back and really ask yourself, well, what do I want in life? And ultimately, we want health, we want wealth, we want happiness. Those are the pretty consistent things that people are looking for. They want those three things. And in order to get those three things, our relationships are the key component. They are the foundation to get where you want to go. So how do you create a healthy relationship? I'm going to share my tips along my journey. And if you have any, please feel free to share. And so as I go through my journey, one of the most important things to do when building a relationship is to listen very, very carefully. Listen to the words that they use. Listen to the actions that they take. Where are they at in their journey? And I say, where are they at in their journey? Because people have ups, downs, and in between. They have a little bit of everything. And when you can listen effectively and closely, you can have an idea of where they're at on their journey and how to ask appropriate questions. The next piece is, after you're listening, ask the question of where they're at and ask appropriate questions. So an appropriate question, for instance, depending on whether you're talking to a close friend or whether you're talking to a complete stranger. You wouldn't ask a complete stranger, hey, what are your big goals and dreams? Like right out the gate. That would cause quite a bit of pushback. But if you're having a deep conversation with a close friend, and you ask them, hey, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are you looking for in life? And the interesting thing, when you get really, really good at this game, you can actually ask those deep questions to complete strangers. Again, this is a process. So when you're stepping through the journey and asking questions, starting off with, maybe they're wearing a Cardinals shirt or something like that. And you ask them, hey, are you a Cardinals fan? I see you're wearing a Cardinals shirt. Start with that process. See what they say. Yeah, actually, I am a Cardinals fan. I've been a Cardinals fan for such and such years. My favorite player was Kurt Warner when he was starting back in the day. And ask the question, oh, why do you like Kurt Warner so much? Kurt's a person of integrity. He does all the right things in the right ways. And he knows how to play the game. He's an artist in the game. He knows who to throw the ball to. He knows when to take the sack. And he's a competitor. And he's just a very, very proud father, family person. And you're listening. And then figure out where you connect in that. Like, do you connect with Kurt Warner in any way? Do you like any of what Kurt Warner has to say or do on his journey? Connect those things together, and that will connect you closer to the stranger. And as you guys connect closer and closer and closer, you can ask that person, hey, so what do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to go on your journey? What do you want? And they'll start spilling their guts. They really will. This happens every time. Now, again, it's a practice thing, and I will say this. Use these techniques with complete caution. And I say this because when you are building relationships, it is important to build them appropriately. Relationships aren't things that you just build it just to build it and throw it away. And that's going to be the next piece, is when you're building it, look to create win-win situations. The more I go on my journey, the better you can create a win-win situation, the more everybody wins. And I mean, I do this in every aspect of my life. You know, I have a professional fighting background, and some people may say you're looking to win and they can lose. But the truth is, you can create win-win situations even when you're fighting an opponent. Because in a fight, it's a competition. And there is going to be a winner and there is going to be so-called loser. I like to call it a learner. You know, you learn how to get better in your sport. But even after your hand is raised, what do you do after? I've made great connections on my fighting journey. Everybody that I fought has ended up really, really liking me because I'm not out to be a douchebag. You know, I'm out to, in fact, some of them became good sparring partners along the way. Relationships are important, and you can't do it all on your own. And you wouldn't want to do it all on your own anyway, to be completely honest. So look for win-wins as much as you can, as consistently as possible. And then from there on, make sure to always nurture the relationship. Water your relationship. You can't build a relationship and then completely ignore it, completely neglect it, and expect it to always be there for you when you need it. The relationship is for win-wins, and connect with that person. Talk with that person. And remember, I said not only the relationship with others, the relationship with yourself. Look internally. Ask yourself what you want. What are your dreams? What are your goals? Where do you want to go in life? And are you doing the effective things to get there? You know, always go internal, go external, put everything together. When you do this right, you create the most magical experiences with yourself and with others. I know there's a saying, they tell you to avoid toxic people. And the truth is, I don't think there are toxic people. I think there's toxic actions. And if people are trying to create win-lose situations where you're losing, get out. It's not worth it to you. But I say that they're not toxic people because they're conditioned to be that way. That's for another topic. We're focusing on creating healthy relationships, though. So on a recap, here's what you do. You know, you really focus in on listening closely. Where are they at? What is their energy saying? What are they doing? What are they? How are they approaching you? Read that energy and listen closely. And then the next piece, ask appropriate questions. Where are you guys at in your journey? Are you at I like going deep with people. So I like asking their dreams, their goals, their ambitions. And I usually get there with strangers too. But again, I've been practicing for so long, I know the appropriate time to ask that question. Never ask that question right out the gate. That's a very personal question. And then the next piece, look for win-wins. You know, they want to win and you want to win too. And if you can figure out where they're at and what a win looks like to them and what a win looks like to you, you can figure out appropriate situations to create those win-wins and nurture it. Stay really close to it. Stay consistent with it. Take care of your relationships. Because if you take care of your relationships, they'll take care of you. I always say if you give 100% to life, life is going to give you 10,000% back. If you give 95% to life, who knows? So always give 100%. So now I'm going to go into the comment section. What's up, Gemma? How you doing, superstar? And I got Kimberly and a Facebook user who, unfortunately, I can't ever read who the Facebook users are sometimes. And my boy, Rick. What is up, friend? All right. Well, thank you for catching me live, Rick. Much appreciated. Always appreciate you. That's Captain Rick in the house. So I've got to create amazing relationships as I've gone through my journey. Several of these people I have relationships with. Facebook user, much appreciated. And Kimberly, good morning to you as well. And Gemma, I know you are crushing it on your stage. And so what I'll do when I do my live videos, I'm going to go through what my process is, and then I'll just read the comments afterwards. So I appreciate you all coming through. I appreciate you all catching up. And yeah, so Rick says, I will reach a billion people. I want to connect with a billion people. I want to help a billion people on their journey. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make that a reality. And what's interesting, uh, going through my journey, the more, oh, it's Adele. What's up, Adele? How you doing, brother? The more I go through my journey, this is what it is. Like literally everyone's doing the best that they can. They're really doing the best that they can with the tools and the resources that they have. Some people's tools and resources are very limited. And that's why I'm not a huge fan of, oh, they're toxic people. I really think that's an easy cop out, because when you step back and you really look at what their story is and their history, you have an idea of why they are acting as toxic as they are. And it's not to say not to avoid toxic people or toxic actions when it's worth avoiding. But I personally like connecting with toxic acting people, because I get an opportunity for them to be empowered again. When a person's acting toxic, they're not empowered in any way. They're spewing and throwing all sorts of crap at people, and they're looking for the world to really help them out, and their feedback is so incorrect and inappropriate that they're really just making their reality worse and worse and worse. But if you can step back and realize that for them, there's a way you can appropriately listen. And like this sequence that I just gave you, if you're listening and you're asking the right questions, because they don't want to lose. Like they don't want to lose. People don't wake up in the morning saying like, man, I just feel like being an a-hole and having everybody hate me. So when you can figure out how to ask the questions appropriately, they can start changing their trajectory as well. And that's how we do it. What's up, Ruben? Mountain Point. That's what's up. Respect. All right, superstars. Well, I'm going to let you all go. Appreciate you all showing up. Appreciate you giving me your support. You all have an amazing day, and I will talk to you later. Take care.